What is up, Fin fam? It's your boy Catndahat in the house. We had a practice against the New York Giants on Thursday. It got pretty physical, and we got a game later today. So let's talk about it. We got all kinds of notes and film to go over from the camp. Lots of takeaways and what we should expect today versus the New York Giants as the Miami Dolphins hosting Week 2 preseason.
Can you speak down a little? Because when you speak, I could barely hear it.
And this is why I told him not to be in the room while we're live. So he's just going to have to deal with it. All right, so the Discord's open. Y'all more than welcome to hop up in here. It's power hour. Let's crunch through this. Let's talk about what we should expect today at 4 p.m. against the New York Giants, which I'm not expecting too much, right? We already know that Hafley, the way that Hafley's running it, he's not really trying to scheme up wins in the preseason. He's more focusing on execution and technique, fundamentals. Could care less whether it's a win or a loss. We do know that he also, if they got less reps on Thursday, they will get more reps during the game. That's weird. Anyways. Pull up my notes, actually. Doom, doom, doom. Doom, doom, doom. Doom, doom, doom. Doom. So, it started off hot. Like, it was hot out there. And we had both teams, and two fields. So it was definitely difficult to watch and see everything that was going on. I was on the front field. So when they were doing the 11-on-11 drills, I mainly got to watch our offense, our first team offense, go against their first team defense. And then our defense and their offense was on the other field. So on the far end. So we didn't really get a good view of our defense playing against their offense. But we did get to see some clips and some highlights later on, courtesy of the Miami Dolphins, a couple of the Giants reporters that were hanging out over in that little corner on that side. But even in that little corner on that side, it's like you can't really see too much going on. You're looking at it from behind them, so straight head on. So we wouldn't have been able to really get a good gauge of how our defense was doing because we would have been looking through the Giants' offense. So I stuck on the other side so that I can get that side angle view, get a good eye of what's going on. Lots of fights. Lots and lots of fights. 4 fights total, or you could say 3 fights in a scuffle. First one came from Abdul Carter. Patrick Paul beat him on one-on-one drills and put him on his ass, and Carter didn't like it too much, got up, kind of slapped his helmet, and then Patrick Paul kind of like gets in his face, and then of course the crowd comes around, it gets broken up, and then shortly afterward you can see like Abdul Carter's walking away, like jarring at him, and Jeff Hafley comes up to him and like gets in his face, and I don't know what Jeff Hafley's saying, but I can only imagine he's like, "You're not gonna come out here on my field causing problems, injuring my players. We gotta make it out of here healthy." And which I want to talk about that for a minute, anyways, because Caden, you really need to turn that down, dude, or turn it off. Turn it down or turn it off.
You're gonna speak loud, I'm gonna turn
I
it up.
told you that I'm going live, so you can't be in here, bro. This is what. This is why I told you earlier. You already know that we have these deals. So I want to talk about that part anyways, about the fighting and stuff, because it's definitely mixed emotions around the fan base. A lot of fans are like, oh, fighting is good. um I'm on the side where fighting is not good. It doesn't really get us anywhere if our team is fighting, especially if we're fighting each other. Because for one, that would show me that we don't have a unified locker room, that we have a bunch of guys out here just trying to one up each other, and that's not a winning culture for the long term. Yes, it might get you some wins for 1 year, but those guys ain't going to continue working together year after year after year if they're already butting heads and wanting to tear each other's helmets off in preseason football. It's also a waste of time, right? Because now you got to break up the fight, you got to stop what you're doing, got to break the fight up. It takes away from practice, right? And then with a young team like we got right now, it's very important for us to get as many reps as we can, be focused on the goal, be focused on the fundamentals, all of that. Not to mention, it risks injury. So the fan base is definitely divided in that aspect. And Jeff Halfley had came out and he had even said in some interviews and some pressers that he had that basically if you throw a punch, you're out. So if you start a fight or you throw a punch, you're out. And of course, people were like, "Oh, that's kind of a soft mentality." I can see how you think that. But then, but then Thursday, not only did we get 4 fights, but the Saints and the Cowboys each got $500 fines or $500,000 fines for what the NFL considered their misconduct during their practices, during their scrimmage. So, with that being said, a letter had actually gotten released to all the NFL teams back in July, stating that during these joint practices, they will be basically, hold on, I can read it. I got the actual. Let me pull it up and I'll read it to you verbatim. Let me pull it up and I'll read it to you verbatim. Bum 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 bum. Sorry. I thought I had it screenshotted so I can just pull it up, but I did not. All right, so the letter from back in July that was sent out to all teams states, in preparation for training camp and scheduling of joint practices, please see the below best practices regarding conduct at joint practices, and a reminder to clubs that coaches and players are held to the highest standards of professionalism and sportsmanship. Both teams, head coaches, and select players, along with NFL game officials in attendance, should discuss the following prior to any joint practice. I'm about to shut it off. Turn it down.
Only if you speak quiet.
No. All right, it's over. Go find something to do. Maximizing competitiveness, effectiveness of drills, and team periods that are consistent with CBA requirements. Not promoting an atmosphere for fighting or escalation of incidents. Instances of player fighting will result in individual fines, club fines, and/or loss of practice. The expectations regarding tempo and sportsmanship, re-emphasizing best practices prior to any on-field activities between two clubs. All clubs engaging in joint practices should notify players and staff that fighting and unprofessional conduct will not be tolerated. and they will be subject to club discipline if they engage in such activities. The league office will hold clubs and or individuals accountable if players and or staff engage in unsportsmanlike behaviors, and that result in injury or have the potential to result in injury to members of the opposing team. Accountability measures may include but are not limited to fines, suspensions, draft choice forfeiture, change in draft position, or other competitive consequences. Head coaches may be held accountable for violations of these rules as they are ultimately responsible for establishing and managing peace and intensity of all practices. So with that being said right there, like, you can't call Jeff Hafley going out here and saying if you throw a punch in practice you're out as having a soft mentality. He's protecting the organization. He's protecting himself. He's protecting his players, and he's protecting the players of the other teams, right? The NFL came out and said there will be consequences for fighting. The Saints and the Cowboys each got fined $500,000, and then we had 4 fights at our practice. Let's see what happens with that. Hopefully there's no suspensions. Hopefully there's no fines. Give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen.
Can you speak quieter?
All right, so fighting is not acceptable, and we see now why Jeff Hafley has said the things that he said in his pressers and about fighting. So we'll see. Like I said, we'll see what happens when come next week if the NFL decides to act. Like I said, hopefully it doesn't result in any kind of player suspensions for either side. Because I really didn't see who started every fight. I know Abdul Carter started the one fight, and I know for a fact another fight was started by the Giants, but there were 2 other fights that I didn't get to see who started them. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see what turns of it. But I do know that Jeff Hafley did get into Abdul Carter's face after he had started that one fight with Patrick Paul. And knowing all the information that I know now about the letters and stuff, I'm pretty sure Jeff Hafley was basically getting on his ass and telling him like he's not going to tolerate you coming onto his field and starting fights. Well, let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into some photos and film from Thursday. Like I said, we're going to power through this because for some reason my son is being a butthead today. Waffles, if you out there, don't even worry about him taking him with you. He being a butthead. So as you can see here, we got them going through. They're going through their individual drills, their one-on-ones and stuff, getting ready. And it was hot out there Thursday. It got hot quick. They worked for a full 4 minutes on turnover drills. They had multiple turnover drills that they were working. And it was good to see. It was a nice sight to see. Because I'm still standing on business. I still believe the Miami Dolphins are going to lead the league in turnovers this year. The way that this team has been built with the specific skill sets that Sully and Halfley brought over here to the Miami Dolphins, the defense is going to be good. Quinn Ewers was out there, but he wasn't really doing anything. You can see here, he's over here on the side in shorts. So he didn't have any runs in the 11 on 11s. Cam Miller basically filled in for him. And then it gave Gronowski a little bit more playing time. Jacob Rodriguez there, I had to snap that picture. He took his helmet off while they were doing drills. Boom, boom, boom. I was trying to time these pictures right. Getting them at good moments. Alright. That's weird. Oh, I don't think I even got anything there. I must have missed it. Probably got it too late. Hold on, let's go to the next one. Oh, this is part of that. This is part of the end of that Abdul Carter, Patrick Paul. What we got here? Oh yeah, it's where they were working on some turnover drills. Oh, I can't remember. Maybe I got it in my notes. There's somebody kept dropping these passes here while they were running these drills. I did not write his number down. All right, here we go. This is where you could see Jeff Halfley coming up to Abdul Carter and like saying something to him. So this was after the Patrick Paul incident. Like I said, I don't know exactly what he was saying to him, but you could tell he was definitely saying something. We ain't gonna tolerate that shit around here. We ain't gonna tolerate it. Yeah, see, and this is like, I was watching it as it happened. Like, I literally watched it unfold, but of course I wasn't recording at the time. So I ended up catching it as it was like already a skirmish and everybody coming around. But yeah, that was the first fight of the day. And then there went on to be 3 more fights. Not cool, not cool. Like I said, I hope nothing comes of that with this whole NFL cracking down, because what we're seeing happening is the NFL integrating into a full 20 game season without preseason, right? So these joint practices are going to become a normal thing. They're going to become the new preseason. And preseason's going to get replaced with these joint practices, and we're just going to roll straight into the regular season. And like, this is years down the line, but this is how they're going to integrate it. This is how they're going to do it, because we know it's coming, right? We've already heard Roger Goodell talk about an 18 game season is coming. It's inevitable. We're going to have 18 games. We're going to have less preseason games, have an extra bye week. But they also stated that they want to have international teams. So now, what's that going to look like? I don't know. We're probably a good 5 years away from that minimum. But I would imagine you have to add at least 4 more international teams. And with that being said, you're probably pushing your season to a 20 game season, plus the playoffs, plus the Super Bowl. So you're looking at up to 24 games, right? Played, 2 bye weeks. So that's 26 weeks out of the season. That's half the year would be football. So preseason's getting pushed and turned into joint practices, and they're going to be becoming a regular thing. But the NFL is going to have to crack down, and they're going to have to make sure that it's not just like the wild, wild west at these joint practices, because they're not televised and stuff like the preseason games are. You don't have, it's not like under the spotlight. You don't have thousands and thousands and thousands of people watching around the world. So boom. Incomplete. Oh, this ain't a good one here. Can hardly see. Too far away. That's why I move around a lot while I'm at practice, so I can get better views. Alright, here we go. Some 11 on 11s. You can see it was a give. He was supposed to go to the left here. And then he cuts it back. That was nice. Let's see how he got around. This guy right here gets around, right? It's this one. Comes around. A-chain kind of. Oh, that was Carter there. I think I wrote down that was a gain of 4 yards. Oh yeah, here's some one-on-ones. Oh, see, that would have been a sack. That would have been a sack right there. So one of the things that I noticed during the special teams session, our special teams unit defensively did okay for the most part. They did allow one return for a touchdown. There would have been one that got returned back for a touchdown. But other than that, our defense was swallowing them up, not letting them get past the 20-yard line. Our return team was okay. We were definitely able to get positive yardage. I think Jalen Reagor was our best return man. He was able to get one that would have went back for a touchdown as well. So he also had a kick return. And I think Jalen Reagor is going to be our kick return guy. I think he makes the roster. I'm call it now. I think he makes the roster as our kick return guy. And that's where he gets slid in there. But I'm curious to see how it works out, because I do believe that Trey Moore is also going to make this roster. And they both wear the number 17. So we're going to see how that shakes out. But Jalen Reagor was pretty solid in the kick return game. Let's see what happens. It's hard to see. You can't really see who breaks down on this play, right? So we're looking. It comes across, and they just get in. Oh, he kind of looks like Patrick Paul kind of pushed him in the back here and helped him like clear that pile out. Look, comes around, pushes him through basically right into. Watch right here. As he comes around number 99, he pushes him right there. Kind of helps push him right into Malik Willis, in my opinion, there. But it was this guy. That one was complete. Obviously, I couldn't see who it was to because the dang pole was in the way. I think it was Tanner Connor. But yeah, I think it was Tanner Connor. Is this Cam Miller here? Nice route, nice catch. Nice throw. Comes out, cuts across. Had plenty of separation there. He broke out on that receiver nice. I wish I would have like got it right here to see the move, because he created a lot of separation right there. If you notice it as he's coming back across here, look at that separation he created. Because if you pay attention as he's going up, they're like he's right on top of him. Look, bam, right, stride for stride. That's good. Can't see that number though, who that was. Ollie getting stuffed in the backfield. Was that Jalen Wright getting stuffed in the backfield? Yeah. Kind of bobbled that. But he got it. Scrambling out. Dump off to A-chain. Not really great. Nothing special on that one. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time there. Another dump off to A-chain. That's good for a first down though. We got a game tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We got a game at 4 o'clock against the New York Giants. Hard Rock Stadium. I don't expect to see a whole lot as far as surprises go. But I do expect to see a little bit more than just one rep out of Malik Willis and the ones. We need to see more, right? I want to see consistency. I don't want to see you just go out there for one drive and move the ball down the field. I want to see you do it consistently. Consistently. I don't think this is anything. Yeah, that's not anything. Anyways. That's the link for our Dolphins Cancer Challenge. 17 years for the DCC, year 3 for me and my daughter. We're going to go out there again this year, have fun, walk a 5K. And of course, I got the same thing going for this year. For every $500, I'll run 5. For every $500, I'll run a mile per day, every day, all the way up until the 5K. And we over halfway there to our first 500. So if you can, and you want to make a difference, go ahead and hit that link. Scan that QR code. Go make a small donation. Cancer research takes a community to make a difference, ladies and gentlemen. I'm out of it right now. I gotta get ready to head down to the game. Got a game tonight. I gotta get ready to head down there. So yeah, there's been a whole lot revealed to us over the last couple weeks with this team. I think we're in much better shape than it appears to be. All we need is Malik Willis to be half the guy we need him to be, and this team might win a few more games than you expect. We're definitely going to know a little bit more tonight. Let's go watch the Giants play the Dolphins. Hopefully we can come away with a win without even trying, right? That's the goal. It doesn't really matter. The goal, it's fundamentals. It's the technique. It's trusting the process. Jeff Hafley is coming in here and doing a good job so far. And I'm going to talk more about it tomorrow. We'll definitely talk more about that tomorrow. We're going to be live, cooking with the real, breaking down today's game, talking about the Dolphins, man, cooking up some ribs on the grill. But today I gotta start getting ready to head down to the game. I'm like not even focused on this right now. But I do want y'all to check out our profile page. Head down to the links. Check out those links. We got the Discord link. You definitely want to check out the Discord and join the Discord. It's a great place to be. It's how you can get up here. You can talk. You can chat with other Dolphin fans around the league. Share. If you're a content creator out there and you need a new outlet to share your content, I got a page for you. So go check it out. We also got that link down there for the Macari shop. Lots of cool shit in the Macari shop. This is stuff you're not going to find in your local Targets or Walmarts or things like that. NFL stuff, Pokemon stuff, all kinds of random stuff in there. You definitely want to check it out. Deals going on all the time. It's also where you can get your AFCEASTIEBOYS merch as well. And if you guys want to get your hands on some custom chains, as well, let us know. I can get these for you. Different teams, stuff like that. So let me know. And if you're in the Macari shop and you want to get a good deal, make sure you tell them the AFCEASTIEBOYS sent you, right? Tell them the AFCEASTIEBOYS sent you. And then, of course, we got the DCC going on. Hit that QR code. Hit that link. Go make a donation. Make a difference. It takes a community to make a difference. Listen, we got a game tonight. I'm going to go get ready for the game. Until tomorrow, fins up.
Yo, we hitting the pick, #1 on the board. Cat and Proctor, the Titan, that's who we adore. From the Alabama soil where the legends grow tall, a mountain of muscle, a wall for the ball. Then it's Chris Johnson, a DB, the island is locked. Out in San Diego where the defense was rocked. Pick 158, that's a steal in the light. A lockdown assassin, a shadow in flight. Then the second round, Rodriguez, the Red Raider soul. Texas Tech Heat, yeah, he's taking control. A linebacker beast with a nose for the play. He's bringing that Lubbock Thunder our way. Peace to the Phins, yeah, we building the brand. The baddest new brothers in all of the land. It's that aqua and orange, the colors of kings. Feel the bass in the trunk, hear the way to be swings. New blood in the water, yeah, the sharks on the prowl. Miami's most wanted, they making a howl. From the top of the draft to the end of the line, everything's clicking, yeah, everything's fine. Welcome to the crib, fam, the legend is born. We taking the crown, yeah, we weathering the storm. Weathering the storm, yeah, you heard? Caleb Douglas, Will Cack, Merrick Chris Bell too. Texas Tech speed in the Ohio State view. Louisville Lightning, yeah, the receivers are deep. While the league is just dreaming, we staying out of sleep. Trey Moore, the edge rusher, Texas on the blade. Coming for the quarterback, watch how he's played. Kyle Louis, the LB from Pittsburgh to the Heat. Michael Toff, the safety, making the secondary complete. 5th round fever, we finding the gold. Seidel Trower, the TE, the story untold. Coleman Jr. and Campbell, Missouri to the heart. DJ on the guard, yeah, we tearing the charts. Max Llewellyn, the defensive end from the west. Iowa power, yeah, he's passing the test. It's that aqua and orange, the colors of kings. Feel the bass in the trunk, hear the way to be swings. New blood in the water, yeah, the sharks on the prowl. Miami's most wanted, they making the howl. From the top of the draft to the end of the line, everything's clicking, yeah, everything's fine. Welcome to the crib, fam, the legend is born. We taking the crown, yeah, we weathering the storm. Yeah, weathering the storm, word up. Word up, aqua and orange for real. 2026, the year of the deal. Proctor, Johnson, Rodriguez, the whole squad, making it happen against all the odds. Peace to the South Beach, peace to the Phins. This is where the new dynasty begins. One love, word up, we out.